people, it is tag team time again. This time, Mad Dog Mark McKay and KROSS joining forces once more to face Joe and Mark Coffey. And Sharon, it's the Gaelic chickens that are back, that they are now.
The following tag team contest is set for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Introducing first, accompanied by Miss Morse X, from Ithaca, New York, weighing 205 pounds, Mad Dog Mark McKay.
While things are harmonious between Mad Dog Mark McKay and Miss Morse X and KROSS and Scarlett Bordeaux, there are some minor tensions between McKay and Cross.
The dynamic between McKay and Cross is just a bit tense at the present time. Seems while they enjoy working as a partnership, each has offered the other constructive criticism, which started when McKay pointed out that their last two losses fell on Kerry and Cross. They've both vowed to work harder at their team mechanics, and I guess we'll see if they start training more intensely or not, but all is far from perfect between the pair.
Well, that is something they are just going to have to get their heads together on if they expect to make any progress as a tag team, and so far their progress has been pretty good.
His partner, accompanied by Scarlett Bordeaux, from Las Vegas, Nevada, weighing 235 pounds, carrying Cross.
And here I thought the friction would have been between the two valets, and it sucks that McKay and Cross are having issues, but at least they're willing to work on improving. So let's see how they do with the Coffey brothers before we pass any kind of judgment.
Sounds fair to me. I like it.
One thing is damn sure, this is a tag team with a pair of valets that make their presence very easy on the eyes. And man, talk about devoted. Scarlett Bordeaux. It's absolutely creepy how devoted she is to KROSS. I mean, Miss Morse X is devoted to Mad Dog Mark McKay, but nothing like this. Should be a great matchup with the Coffey brothers, the Gaelic chicken.
Quit that snickering. You're never gonna let me live that one down, are ya?
Nope, never.
Their opponents at a combined weight of 486 pounds, from Glasgow, Scotland, Mark and Joe Coffey, the Coffey brothers.
Well, Sir Mark and Joe Coffey have definitely been present, and they have shown up when they needed to, and they've competed when they needed to. Unfortunately, it hasn't translated into a lot of wins in the record book. Well, tonight they've got KROSS and Mad Dog Mark McKay. I don't know if they're going to improve very much on those win and loss records, but Mark and Joe Coffey definitely competent and capable enough to give Mad Dog Mark McKay and KROSS a pretty rough time. It's just a question of who's going to wind up winning this one. Me personally, I think the Coffey brothers have the potential to pick up a win here, but they're going to have to be real careful with McKay and Cross, especially with those two ladies standing ringside. Go, Gaelic chickens.
Sharon, let's get us a book of the Cardinal Lingus fried chicken now.
Yeah, that was so dark Tex.
I bet you didn't know that Michael O'Donoghue's my real father. All right, people, with the sides chosen up, it's going to be Markomania, Mad Dog Mark McKay, and Mark Coffey. Couple of marks in there. Some serious Markomania. All right, well, Walt Rothburn sounds the bells. They come center ring, a chop, a right, a shot to the midsection, and a side suplex to Mark Coffey from Mad Dog Mark McKay. McKay, keeping him down on the mat, goes into a heel hook stretch. KROSS looking on. Wow, that these two are getting their signals crossed. They're actually pretty good together. McKay, right back into the heel hook stretch on Mark Coffey again. He's definitely softening him up for something later. Gets a hold of the same leg and snaps it not once but twice. They'll exploit that injury if they can get it. Now raining hard right hands on the head of Mark Coffey. And here's a quick pin from Mad Dog Mark McKay. 1, 2. They got a 2 count in 45 seconds. That ain't bad. Might be a sign of things to come. Mad Dog Mark McKay raining knuckles to the left side of the head of Mark Coffey. Mad Dog McKay drives a knee into the arm. And Mark Coffey having his share of issues at the present time. There's a stomp right to the face from Mad Dog Mark McKay. McKay rounds him up. Mark Coffey tried to grapple him, but too slow. He got the upper hand quick. McKay gets a hold of the trunks, measures the weight, and beautifully done vertical suplex from Mad Dog Mark McKay, who turns it over to Karrion Kross on the tag. Mark Coffey back to a standing position, charges, catches a running spear from Karrion Kross. Miss Morse X checking on Mad Dog Mark McKay with some concern. Here comes Joe Coffey. And Wolf running crossbody takes him down to the canvas. Here's a pin. One. But nope. Barely just a one. Joe Coffey locks it up with Karrion Kross. Has him up. Hangs him up off the top rope and down he goes. Joe Coffey now putting the boots to the hands and fingers of Karrion Kross. He looks like he's having some trouble. Oh, he liked it so much he's going to go back for a second. Oh, man. Well, Joe Coffey definitely turning things over to his side. Here's a quick kick to the head from Karrion Kross. Mad Dog Mark McKay gets hung up on the top rope. Joe Coffey gets slammed to the canvas. And here's mounted punches from Karrion Kross. I'm sure Mad Dog Mark McKay's looking for a chance to get even a little bit later. This Kross with a gut-wrench suplex. And look at this. Scarlett Bordeaux, shame on thee. Exposing the turnbuckle in that manner. You have no idea if the turnbuckle wants to be seen that way. What the hell's wrong with you? Karrion Kross with a brainbuster on Joe Coffey. Joe Coffey rounded up again. Karrion Kross with the pump handle. Oh, man. Here's a pin in the right corner. One. They were on the right side of town, too, and everything, but Joe Coffey powered out of the pin. Speaking of pinned, the arms pinned behind the back of Joe Coffey, and damn, Karrion Kross is raining some hard right hands on the back of the head, right at the brain, the brain stem. You'd kill a person doing that. Walt Rothburn corrects that turnbuckle. A knee to the head of Joe Coffey from Karrion Kross. Oh, man, Kross is lit up. Tell you what, he and Mad Dog Mark McKay ain't doing too bad for themselves at the present time. There's another brainbuster to Joe Coffey, and again, Scarlett Bordeaux exposing the second turnbuckle because the first one didn't want to be lonely. Damn. Swing and a miss from Karrion Kross. Joe Coffey rounded up for a suplex on the outside with the referee counting. Karrion Kross with a right, misses with the chop. Joe Coffey rounds him up, tries to get him back into the ring, but he puts on the brakes. There's a chop, a kick, and a kick right to the face of Joe Coffey, and down he goes. Karrion Kross locking in a heel hook stretch himself, picking up right where Mad Dog McKay left off. Their tag team mechanics don't really seem to be off to me at all. I have no idea what they're talking about. I think they just got ego problems. Almost into the ring post. I don't think I'm going to get to sing a song this week. Man. Joe Coffey rolled back inside the ring by Karrion Kross. And here comes Mark Coffey on the tag. Karrion Kross is lit up, but we'll have to wait and see how that goes. Oh! Jumping neckbreaker. Taking Mark Coffey down to the canvas. He turns his attention back to Joe Coffey. Up over the shoulders of Karrion Kross. Death Valley driver. Oh, man. And there's Mark Coffey. He gets rounded up. He tried for the fly swatter, but he just got countered. Mark Coffey goes behind on Karrion Kross. Full Nelson slam. Okay, look at this. The Coffey brothers turning things around here in a big way. Running Bulldog to Karrion Kross from Mark Coffey. Oh, man. Well, this match just got really colorful. Clothesline from Karrion Kross. Mark Coffey gathered up to a standing position again. Karrion Kross whips him to his team's corner. Gets a hold on him. Starts playing tug-of-war with the arm against the ropes. Karrion Kross in control right now of Mark Coffey. Takes him down by the leg and also going back to work on the same leg. Tell you what, Kross and McKay are no fools. And again, driving the knee into the knee. Oh, man. Mark Coffey's leg is going to be so sore tomorrow. Mad Dog Mark McKay brought in on the tag. McKay wasting no time here. Drops a knee into the back of the head of Mark Coffey. Gets a hold on him. Mark Coffey whipped it to the far right corner. Over the rope kick to the leg from Mad Dog Mark McKay. McKay gets a hold on Mark Coffey. Delivers the scoop slam. Gathers Coffey back up. Gets a hold on him. Whips him to the far left corner, his team's corner. And woo, headlock punch. Mark Coffey might want to seriously consider a tag at this point in the game, huh? Ooh, another headlock punch from McKay. McKay rolls him over, covers and hooks the leg. 1, 2, and no. Right shoulder up. With just enough time to spare, Mark Coffey struggling to get to a standing position on the apron, using the ropes to get himself stood up. Mad Dog Mark McKay drapes him in over the top rope, clubbing overhand right face first into the canvas for Mark Coffey. Mad Dog McKay rounds him up again, whips him to his team's corner, and let's see where this goes. Elbow to the face to Mad Dog Mark McKay from Mark Coffey. Mark Coffey nails him with a clothesline and takes him down. Mark Coffey with the double axe handle across the back. Oh, damn. Oh, whoa. I'm not sure where that came from, but whoa. Oh, man. Mark Coffey just went off on Mad Dog Mark McKay, huh? Whip to the opposing team's corner goes Mark Coffey again. Head first into the turnbuckle, courtesy of Mad Dog Mark McKay. McKay with a chop across the chest. Mark Coffey goes down like a stone. Oh, look at this. A little bit of Markomania in the building tonight for sure. As Karrion Kross looks on, as do Scarlett Bordeaux and Miss Morse X, as Mad Dog McKay snaps the leg one more time. And Mark Coffey going to be limping tomorrow. Whipped into the corner one more time. Here comes Karrion Kross again. Big time kick to the ribs. Kross gets a hold on him, escorts him towards the ropes. Mark Coffey catches the chop across the chest, the leg draped over the middle rope, and now we're playing tug of war with the legs too. And it's the same damn leg. Look at him, he's hobbling for crying out loud. Counter whip into the corner for Karrion Kross. Mark Coffey trying to save himself here. He's in trouble. There's a chop across the chest to Karrion Kross, and down he goes. Huh. We got ourselves a really good match here, guys. 1, 2. A near fall for the Coffey brothers. Joe Coffey is brought in on the tag. Karrion Kross back up on his feet, catches another running crossbody from Joe Coffey. Joe Coffey rounds him up. German release suplex. Karrion Kross getting his head beat against the canvas. I'll tell you what, the Coffey brothers are definitely showing out tonight. I think this is their best performance so far in RWL. Mark Coffey brought in again. Oh, excuse me, what? Director's telling me I've got these guys mixed up. But that's Joe Coffey in the ring. And he just got caught up by Karrion Kross. It's okay, they're not going to fire me over it. It's not a big deal. Okay, well, that is Joe Coffey. My mistake, boys and girls. And he gets rounded up by Kross. There's a fly swatter. Joe Coffey goes behind on Karrion Kross. Whips him to the ropes. There's a duck under. Here he comes. There's a leapfrog. And look at this right here. Nice arm drag from Mark Coffey. Here's a pin. 1, 2. Well, sir, they are definitely keeping up with the Joneses. Huh. Karrion Kross gets out of the way of the elbow. Whips him to the corner. Mark Coffey counters with an elbow. Escorting Karrion Kross to the opposing corner. Head first into the turnbuckle he went. And here comes Joe Coffey again. Sorry about the mix-up, folks. Okay, there. Ooh! Damn! Running shoulder right into the midsection of Kross. There's a hard shot. There's another one. Kross set up on the top turnbuckle. And Joe Coffey takes a climb to the top with him. And whoa! Top rope superplex inside the ring. Well, not as bad as the outside, but it still hurts. Karrion Kross definitely feeling it. Joe Coffey taking control of this match for his team one more time. There's been a lot more back and forth than I expected there would be. I figured McKay and Cross were just going to run roughshod over these guys, but that has not been the case at all. Oh. McKay whipped into the Coffey brothers' corner. His arm getting yanked against the ropes. Karrion Kross right there waiting for him. And Joe Coffey gets hung up on the top rope. Down he goes. Oh, man. Now it's starting to get chaotic, too. Been a great match so far, but now it's starting to get a little bit wild. Head first into the turnbuckle goes Joe Coffey. Karrion Kross catches a boot right to the throat. As Joe Coffey makes his way back up, a clothesline to the back of the head from Kross. Oh. Both these teams showing out tonight. Oh! Wicked DDT to Joe Coffey from Karrion Kross. A set of shots from Joe Coffey. There's a forearm that backs Karrion Kross up just for a hot second. Enough to get whipped into the opposing team's corner. Now Joe Coffey raking elbows across the face of Karrion Kross. Wow. What a match here. Alley-ooped out of the corner. Here's the pin and the hook of the leg. One. Well, now, just the one. More than halfway over, and both these teams have really been working it. Whoa, what an elbow to Kross. Down he went. Huh. And here comes Joe Coffey again. Karrion Kross has laid out that elbow, did the job. Huh. Well, he's limping, but he made it to the top turnbuckle. Kudos to him. Karrion Kross making his way up to a standing position. Here we go. Diving crossbody off the top to Karrion Kross. Laid out center ring. Look at this. Joe Coffey going, the leg don't hurt. Okay. Here comes Mad Dog Mark McKay again on the tag. Locks it up. Whips Coffey hard into the corner. Another headlock punch from the Mad Dog. Countered by Joe Coffey. Joe Coffey gets a hold on Mad Dog Mark McKay. Whips him to his team's corner. And the Gailey Chickens ain't doing too bad for themselves. Head first into the turnbuckle goes Mad Dog Mark McKay. There's a chop across the chest. Out to center falls McKay. Mark Coffey brought in on the tag. McKay laid out center ring. And there's a stomp to the leg. And Mark Coffey misses with the other one. McKay quickly counters back up on his feet. Delivers a set of shots and a drop kick to the knee of Mark Coffey. McKay covers, hooks the leg. One. Wow. This is definitely their best as teams. This has been their best match so far, hands down. Full stop. Mad Dog Mark McKay and Karrion Kross doing really well for themselves. Here's a tag. Kross in the ring. Both members of the Coffey brothers on the outside. Mark Coffey makes his way back in, catches a rising knee from Karrion Kross. Wow. And here comes McKay again. A whole lot of back and forth going on here. Here's a running crossbody, taking McKay down to the canvas. Coffey goes behind, slams his head on the canvas, tries to go for Karrion Kross, but gets shoved down to the canvas, catches a kick to the back. They're doing fine as a team. I have no idea what they're talking about. There's a kick to the leg and a clothesline taking Mad Dog McKay down to the canvas. And here's a quick pin. 1, 2. Again on the shut up. Man. Both of these teams showing out tonight. Wow. Joe Coffey brought in on the tag, limping and everything. Tags Karrion Kross with a right, tags him with another one. Mad Dog McKay back inside the ring. Joe Coffey rounds him up. McKay counters with elbows to the midsection. Backs him off. There's a jab, there's a left, there's a right, there's a forearm to the face. And another takedown and another working on the leg. This time a Texas Cloverleaf on the other leg, but wow. The Coffey brothers really been hanging with this team. Just amazing. Mark Coffey rounded up against McKay, turns his attention away, but catches a jawjacker from Mark Coffey. Gets whipped to the... Oh, man. What a heel kick. Here's the pin. 1, 2. Shut the hell on up. The Coffey brothers picking up the win over McKay and Kross.
The time, 15 minutes and 45 seconds. Your winners by pinfall, the Coffey brothers.
Well, that's the nature of how we do things around here. Sometimes we do get an unexpected result, and that is exactly what we got right here with the Coffee Brothers picking up an upset win over the heavily favored Mad Dog Mark McKay and KROSS, and I guess they're going to have a lot more to discuss in the training zone. Oh man, we'll be back with our main event, Bruiser Brody versus Haku, in just a minute.